Welcome to Withdraw Consent. I'm Jack. This is Victor. Victor, when you hear the word conspiracy theory, what do you think?
Well, I would used to think that it was people who thought crazy things, from the government hates you and is bad and all that kind of stuff, all the way through alien stuff and all that kind of thing. And now, more often than not, it's just the people who are a year or two ahead of what everyone else is thinking. Like they end up actually understanding the world way better than everyone else.
So, like Alex Jones, he seems to be a year or two ahead on many subjects, and sometimes 5 to 10 years ahead.
Yeah, and see, even as far down the path as I am, I still hear him, and there's so much stuff that sounds crazy to me. Like
Right.
it's a different level with him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the way he presents, it's hard for me to watch.
Yeah,
But when you hear clips years later,
right.
and then you're like, oh, okay.
But you're not hearing that 5 minutes before that he was talking about vampire families or something.
Right.
You know
right.
what I mean? And that's the stuff that it could be true. Maybe we just don't know yet.
Right. It could be. Could be.
But that just it's just a next level of conspiracy. So as far as I understand, the term conspiracy theory was invented by the CIA, and it was invented by the CIA during Operation Mockingbird, which is where they were paying journalists to push CIA-approved stories, basically just propaganda to the American people.
And embedding CIA people in
Right.
the media.
Directly
Okay.
in the media. And so this term was invented by the CIA for people who didn't believe the fake stories. So if the story is true, it's the CIA's label for people who know the truth. Like, just think about that, and you see how it is played out, and that's 100% accurate.
Right. So, and then they do this thing where they lump actual conspiracy theories in with true stuff that they don't want you to believe.
Oh, right, to discredit the real stuff.
So they'll take, like, say, flat earthers, and they'll say that's a conspiracy theory. And they'll be like, it's also a conspiracy that the government planned and executed January 6th, or kidnapped the governor, or blew up the Oklahoma City bombing, or murdered everybody at Waco. And you're a flat earther if you think that those conspiracy theories.
Or you're as ignorant as those people.
Right.
Because
Right. So there are so the title's kind of a little misleading here because there are genuine conspiracy theories. But if somebody tells you something it's a conspiracy theory, you should say, what would you say? And you should look into that.
Yes.
If it's a conspiracy theory, that's where you need to be because the system is telling you, don't look there. Don't do it. You'll be bad if you do it, but you need to go look there.
Right. Yeah. Some of my favorite memes that I come across are, I think I've shown you some where it's a guy looking through like a filing cabinet, and each filing cabinet is named with a different, conspiracy theory. And
Oh, yeah.
it's just like a treasure trove of, like the Tuskegee Airmen or something, or the Tuskegee Experiments.
Yeah, they're both of them, but they're two different things. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So the experiments
Experiments,
is just things I'd never heard of, and you start looking into these, and you're just
Right.
like, wow, that is crazy.
Right.
And the more you go down that rabbit hole, it all seems more and more likely.
Right. And okay, one of the things about like Alex Jones I like is that like I was doing research for a video we did recently, and it was on the Oklahoma City bombing, and he's in this documentary, the Good documentary that's linked in that video. And he says, yeah, this thing with Timothy McVeigh, it's just like, and then he'll say some other things.
Okay.
Total conspiracy theories. But those are the things I need to go look up.
Right.
Because what he's saying about Timothy McVeigh is true.
Right.
And then you need to...
He earned some credibility, so then
Right.
you keep going down.
And still I'm going to be skeptical.
Sure.
I'm going to be skeptical, but I'm open-minded.
Yeah, you want to come to your own conclusion, but it's still an interesting thing that, well, what if? And
Right.
You remember what any of them were?
No, I'm going to have to look it up.
Okay.
Because I was doing things with the kid as I was doing that. It was the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But basically then, the moral of the story is just to don't let something being a conspiracy theory not let you research that. If it's labeled as a conspiracy theory, don't not research that because it has that label. And also, don't be afraid to talk about that because it has that label.
And also, yeah, and don't be afraid of someone labeling you that. I've tried to condition my brain to take that as a compliment. Because if we go back, if the origins come from the CIA, they're complimenting you.
Right.
They don't know it, but...
Right. And if you were to approach somebody like a friend or family member and they were to bring up a subject and you were to say, no, I think the government blew up that Oklahoma City bombing building. We'll just say, that's the one you're using. And they look at you and they're like, that's a conspiracy theory. Be like, Well, I mean, if a conspiracy theory is all of the facts are in favor of this theory, then it's, that's a conspiracy, but don't just take it head on.
Right.
Because you shouldn't be saying stuff unless you have the facts anyways.
Right. Or some idea.
And if you are saying it, then you're saying, well, I mean, I think that story came from the CIA about that. Like you even said right now, like you're not 100% sure, but that's the going theory. So just don't be afraid of this label.
Yeah, and 99% of the people who are calling you a conspiracy theorist, they've just watched what's on the news. Like, they have no actual knowledge of their own. So if you've researched a little bit, you're way better off than they are.
Right. The United States government has told them that what you're saying is not appropriate to the narrative.
Right.
So therefore, you're a conspiracy theorist.
Correct.
Well, if that's the case, I'll wear the hat.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have any great conspiracy theories, put them down in the comments. Yes. We're going to link the one that's the most wild one that could possibly be true.
Yeah, so we're not looking for reptilian overlords and that type of thing.
Unless, no, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, or maybe you have one where you've only seen it in one spot and you've never heard anyone talk about it. Put that on there because we love all this stuff and love researching it and hook us up.
Okay, thanks for joining us today. Bye.